Police clarify matters on quarantine curfew in the country.
විවිධ කටකතා පැතිරෙනවා රට තුලම ඇදිරි නීතිය ක්‍රියාත්මක කිරීමේ සැලසුම් ඇති බවට. නමුත් ඒ ආකාරයේ කිසිම සැලසුමක් මේ වනතුරු නැහැ.
PCR tests to be carried out at certain universities today. Former Minister Rishad Bathiuddin files a writ petition at the appeal court. Tense situation opposite historic King's Assembly Hall in Kurunegala.
Hello there and welcome to Lunchtime News here on TV1. You're joining me, David Paldano. Now on to headline making stories this afternoon. The number of COVID-19 patients in the cluster that emerged at a garment factory in Minuwangoda has risen to 1,723. This was after 132 individuals had tested positive for the virus yesterday. Health authorities said these patients were at quarantine centres and included employees of the garment factory and their associates. Accordingly, Sri Lanka's COVID-19 tally has now risen to 5,170. The Health Ministry said that 1,800 COVID-19 patients are currently receiving treatment.
Restrictions have been imposed on the number of patients visiting clinics at the Colombo National Hospital.
Some employees at the National Hospital tested positive for COVID-19. They have been directed to receive treatment while their contacts have been placed under quarantine. We have not been able to find evidence to the effect that the virus has been transmitted by a person at the hospital. Since we need to reduce the number of people gathering at hospitals, we have made arrangements to deliver the medicine to the houses of the patients registered with our clinics. We have limited visitors from entering the hospital due to this reason. Patients will be able to obtain medicine from divisional hospitals using their clinic card of the Colombo National Hospital.
Meanwhile, the Health Ministry said that 10 hospitals have been additionally prepared to treat COVID-19 patients. Health Ministry spokesperson Dr. Jairuwan Bandara said that none of the COVID-19 patients of the Minuwangoda cluster have been admitted to intensive care units for treatment.
Police spokesperson DIG Ajit Rohana said that no plans have been made to impose a countrywide lockdown so far. The spokesperson told reporters that curfew has been imposed in the Katunayaka police jurisdiction and 19 police jurisdictions in the Gampaha district.
කටුනායක පොලිස් බල ප්‍රදේශයට මේ ඇඳිරි නීතිය පැනවුවේ අද දින උදෑසන.
The curfew in Katunayaka was imposed this morning. However, it will not apply to the candidates sitting for the advanced level examination. Airport and airline employees and workers involved in providing services to the airport can report to work using their employee ID card. We have instructed all stores and pharmacies to remain closed during the curfew today as well. However, we will hold discussions today to decide on the future course of action in these areas. There are rumors claiming that lockdown will be imposed across the country. However, we have not made such a decision.
විවිධ කටකතා පැතිරෙනවා රට තුලම ඇදිරි නීතිය ක්‍රියාත්මක කිරීමේ සැලසුම් ඇති බවට. නමුත් ඒ ආකාරයේ කිසිම සැලසුමක් මේ වනතුරු නැහැ.
The University Grants Commission said that they have taken steps to conduct PCR testing in several universities across the island.
Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Professor Sampath Amaratunga said this decision was taken upon a written request made by the Secretary of the Health Ministry. Professor Amaratunga said that Vice Chancellors of all the universities had agreed to the request. Accordingly, PCR testing will commence at Sri Jayawardhanapura, Southeastern, Colombo and Jaffna universities from today. Professor Sampath Amaratunga said that all arrangements are being made to conduct testing as soon as the samples are received.
Following the meeting of the committee to curb COVID-19 in the Kegol district yesterday, the governor of the Sabaragamu province, Tikiri Kobbe Kadua, expressed his views to the media.
කෑගල්ල දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ තමයි දැනට රත්නපුරට වඩා අවදානම් තත්ත්වයක තිබෙන්නේ.
The risk of transmission of COVID-19 in the Kegol district is higher than the Ratnapura district. I believe we will be able to contain the spread of the epidemic with the support of everyone. We immediately stopped outsiders from entering our district and organizing events. Obtaining vehicle licenses in the Sabaragamu province has been suspended for 2 weeks.
වාහන බලපත්‍ර ලබා ගැනීම සඳහා නැවැත්වීමට කටයුතු කරුවා.
Now in another one of a headline making stories, former Minister Rishad Bathiuddin has filed a writ petition to the appeal court seeking an order to prevent his arrest.
According to the police, several teams have been dispatched for the arrest of former Minister Rishad Bathiuddin. He is facing charges along with two others for misusing state funds and violating the Public Property Act by transporting internally displaced persons on state buses from Puttalam to Mannar to vote during the presidential election. Teams of police officers visited the residence of Rishad Bathiuddin in Colombo yesterday in a bid to arrest him.
A tense situation arose opposite the historic Assembly Hall of King Wonagabahu in Kurunegala that was mired in controversy after it was demolished recently.
A group of individuals, including Janatha Vimukti Peramuna member Nama Karunaratne and some monks, had attempted to inspect the location today. However, the police had obtained an order from the Kurunegala Magistrates Court preventing the move. Accordingly, the police handed over a copy of the court order to Nama Karunaratne at that time. A group of individuals supporting the Kurunegala mayor jeered at the group, including Karunaratne, demanding them to vacate the area. The group, including Nama Karunaratne, had vacated the area with the intervention of the police amid stiff objection raised by the supporters of the Kurunegala mayor. It has been 3 months since the archaeological construction had been demolished. These were the views expressed by Nama Karunaratne at the Atkada Rajamaha Viharaya following the incident.
Today, a few of us plan to inspect the location of the King's Assembly Hall. It has been 3 months since this archaeological construction was demolished. We were shown a court order issued against a protest. However, a protest had not been organized at that location. We will not organize such protests amidst the COVID-19 pandemic as well. The police have obtained a court order against something that we did not even think of. We face some obstruction. However, we do not want to take it seriously since it happens usually. The remaining portion of the archaeological construction faces the danger of being battered by the weather. Therefore, we are requesting the government to pay attention to this matter. While the individuals responsible for this destruction are out at large, the law is being implemented against us for attempting to visit this. This is the current situation. We wish to state that archaeological sites are at risk due to this reason.
The Meteorological Department has issued an advisory for strong winds and rough seas in the country.
According to the advisory, wind speed can range between 60 to 70 kilometers per hour in the deep and shallow sea areas extending from Hambantota to Pothuville and from Puttalam to Kankasanture via Mannar. Accordingly, the Meteorology Department warned that it would be dangerous to engage in fishing during this period. The advisory notes that wind speed can range between 50 to 60 kilometers per hour in the sea areas extending from Kankasanture to Trincomalee via Mullative and from Puttalam to Hambantota via Colombo and Galle. It adds that gusty winds between 50 to 55 kilometers per hour can be expected in the other sea areas around the island and will be fairly rough at times. Meanwhile, 7 houses were damaged due to strong winds in the Elipangamua, Nelundenia and Mahatuntota areas in Varakapula last evening. 1 house had sustained complete damages due to this reason.
A police officer in charge of Panagura North Police and 2 youth who were injured in a road accident have been admitted to the Colombo National Hospital.
Police media spokesperson DIG Ajit Rohana stated that a motorcycle had collided with a jeep in which the OIC was travelling in. The accident had taken place early this morning. A spokesperson for the Colombo National Hospital stated that the injured were first admitted to the accident ward. He added that the two youths were later admitted to the intensive care unit of the hospital.
A storage facility with 70,000 kilograms of paddy was sealed by the Consumer Affairs Authority during a raid carried out in the Megalava and Hurigasbava areas. The raid was carried out based on a tip-off received by the Consumer Affairs Authority.
The Consumer Affairs Authority said that the stock of paddy has been stored for about a year. The raid was carried out by officers from the head office of the Consumer Affairs Authority together with officers of the Kurunegala district branch.
We were able to find 70,000 to 80,000 kilograms of samba and nadu of paddy in a storehouse which is owned by a private broker. They have stored these stocks for about a year without putting it to the market. We will continue our investigation on the matter.